Okay, we should be live, and I need to get some stuff. I need to get some stuff set up, and I need to get some stuff. Just making sure that I don't have that up, so we don't get any double audio. And I should actually have this properly set up here. Let me just go ahead and what am I doing? Here we go. So, yes, this is a thing. This is a thing. This actually came out yesterday, and I wanted to stream this then. But yes, this is indeed a dating simulator that was officially backed and endorsed by Kentucky Fried Chicken. I don't entirely know what possessed these people to do this, but here we have it. And against my better judgment, I'm going to play this. So, yeah, let's dive right into this. Before we get started, tell us your name. Well, let's go with the regular name, I guess. I could have probably gone with some female name, but I guess it doesn't really matter? Question mark. You sleep softly as the morning sun casts a warm glow through the window of your modest student apartment. The world is peaceful and serene. You could stay in the moment forever. Or you can wake up. No, no, no! Your first day of culinary school is no time to sleep in. Matt said you could finish this game in like 5 seconds. I'm assuming this is the option here. You slept through the school year and gave up on the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to meet Colonel Sanders. Womp womp. Well, he was right. You can finish the game in 5 seconds. And that was Let's Play I Love You, Colonel Sanders, a finger-licking good dating simulator. No, let's actually, play the game proper. Yeah, let's see what we got here. Okay, smash that clock up and at him. Lying in bed, you stare at the ceiling, thinking about everything that awaits you at the prestigious University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning. That's not on the nose at all. Your mind begins to wander. Who will be there? What will you cook? What should you wear? The time begins to fly by, and you find your imagination getting away from you. Okay, well, I need to take this seriously, or I can allow myself to daydream a bit, thinking about the future. I wonder will this give me a game over if I go over the section option again? It's here, finally, your first day of culinary school. So many dishes to prepare, so many students to meet. Your mind is swimming with possibilities when you realize you're running late. You grab a biscuit and burst out the door in a hurry. Well, we're not going full-on Japanese here? We're not grabbing a piece of toast? Oh, right, because KFC. I get it, biscuit. Ha 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 ha. Delicious! Just what you needed to wake up those taste buds. Yikes! You're in such a hurry. In fact, you forgot to put on any deodorant before running out the door. You're sweating buckets as you rush to arrive on time. Uh-oh. Standing in the quad, you gaze upon the magnificent University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning. Here comes your lifelong best friend forever, Miriam. She is the most adorably awkward person you've ever met, and you absolutely love her for it. Good morning, me. Are you excited for the first day of our rest of our lives? Actually, because I sure am. Excited. A little nervous. Okay. A lot nervous. What the? It's just that this morning I made breakfast for myself, but, when I ate it, I couldn't taste any love in the food. What if I'm no good? What if I fail? Oh, classic Miriam. Raised by master chef parents, she's always held herself to a very high standard. Ever since we were little babies playing together and you rescued me from that quicksand box, it's been clear to me that you're the most loving, caring person I know. You're going to do great. But with University of Cooking School Academy for Learning's famous 3-day only semesters, I'm afraid of being left behind and never catching up. A sweet girl, Miriam has always had a flair for the dramatic. This summer, she got so nervous about her first kiss, she chipped a tooth, practicing on a mannequin. Should you pep talk her or change the subject to give her some relief? Let's be good friends. Let's give her a pep talk. Remember last month when we saw that fortune teller and had our tarot cards read? The lady with the mask who gave me nightmares? I've been trying to forget. I know she looked spooky, but she was so sweet. And she told you that you would be destined for great things. Remember that card with the fancy-looking tower? And that other card featuring the handsome fellow in the red suit? I've been waiting so long to meet a handsome fellow I could call my own. And I'm sure you will soon. In no time we'll be graduating and you'll be delighting the world with your heartfelt cooking in no time at all. As you talk Miriam up, you can feel her nerves begin to ease. You know what? Maybe everything will be okay after all. And if not, at least I have these killer bangs. Can you believe I cut them myself? You can definitely believe it. I cannot believe it. Before you get another word out, you're rudely interrupted when someone smacks your books and custom-engraved measuring spoons out of your hands and onto the ground. Hey! It's Ashley, your arch-rival. She's totally evil, but you can't help but be filled with jealousy. She can get anything she wants and she knows it. Hello, Ashley. Oh, I didn't see you there, chicken shins. You leave Mr. Bin's shins alone. They're perfectly normal shins. You can't stand Ashley. Even her name's annoying. You know for a fact it's actually Ashley, but she had to add extra letters to make herself feel better than everyone. If anyone here knows what perfect shins look like, it's us. We're not gonna let you or your really weird insults get to us. Across the quad, you see Ashley's best friend, Van the man. Stop to look at his own reflection in the mirror. His pants are so tight you can see him casually working out his glutes while he styles his hair. No rye, they're rockin' glutes. Van? You rang. You've never been sure what their arrangement is, but as long as you've known them, Ashley and Van have been as close to you and Miriam. Have been just as close as you and Miriam, but substantially more devious. I can't believe that University of Cooking School Academy for Learning would ever allow people like you to attend as students. I know, right? You'd think they just hand us our diplomas now. Or maybe hire us on as professors. You amateurs could learn a lot from us. With the first day of school about to start, there's just no time to properly tell these two off, so you resist the urge. Let's go, Miriam. Psh, see you later, losers. As you approach the door, you see a goofy-looking kid pushing hard against the window directly next to it. Oopsie. I think it's broken. You reach forward and easily pull the door open. That should do the trick. I love you. I think you mean thank you.
My name is Pop. I was named after my Pop. He's old.
Could someone like this also be a student at the school? He must be one heck of a chef. Also, his name tag clearly says Bob, but I guess he's reading it upside down. Hi, Pop, I'm Mr. Ben, so are you gonna make me hold this door all day?
Nope.
And with that, the young man walks into the building ahead of you.
Is it just me, or is he kind of cute?
I think it's just you. You both shrug your shoulders before following him inside. You stand at the edge of the room, unsure of where to sit. Other students wander in and keep themselves busy chit-chatting. A scruffy-looking pooch takes his place at the podium at the front of the class. Adorable! I'm not even sure what voice to give this guy. Now, quiet down, everyone. Who is this unreasonably cute dog, and why is he in our culinary class? You must be Sprinkles, head instructor and CEO of UCSAL. Please, call me Professor Dog. I may be cute and little and fluffy, but I still demand respect. Woof. What? A cute dog is our professor? This is the best school ever! I guess only a dog's nose is capable of picking up all the nuances of fine dining. Out of nowhere, wind begins to rush around you as a swirl of cherry blossom petals fill the air inside the classroom.
I'm chilly. Someone close the window.
And then he walks in. You're immediately swept up in the aura of this new student and his remarkable goatee. Who knew anyone could be so handsome? Time stands still. It's him. If it isn't my favorite student, Harland. Colonel Sanders interrupts Sprinkles. Sorry, Professor Dog, before he can finish his sentence. Please, call me Colonel. Colonel Sanders. A hushed murmur rolls through the classroom as Colonel Sanders walks down the aisle of desks. Suddenly, the room is sweltering. Sweat begins to bead across your brow. You feel like everyone is looking at you, and you're not entirely wrong. And this over here must be Sweaty Sweats a lot. Maybe we should open that window back there before Faucet Pits melts into a puddle and evaporates entirely. Hold on just a second. Nobody talks to my friend like that. You two both know my name. We're in the same kindergarten. We were in the same kindergarten class. And what is it with all of your really weird insults? Besides, when Mr. Ben sweats, it's not gross, it's beautiful. Look at that shimmer. Miriam, you're not helping. You turn to find Colonel Sanders standing right in front of you. Colonel Sanders, beautiful angel that he is, stands before you smiling gently, his hand outstretched. Boy howdy, this classroom gets hotter than a Kentucky fryer. Please, here's my handkerchief. You freeze up. Colonel Sanders is talking to you. Wait, Colonel Sanders is talking to you about how sweaty you look. You're completely mortified. This can't be your first interaction. What if he never forgets this moment? How will you respond? This is the best dating sim I've ever played. Okay. I legitimately can't decide. I kind of want to take the handkerchief just to see what would happen. Also, what the hell is this picture in the background? Is that somebody I should know? Let's take the handkerchief. Why not? You stretch out your hand, and Colonel Sanders places a fine silk handkerchief into it. It's so beautiful. You hesitate to press it to your face. But when you do, the feeling is transcendent. It has his natural scent on it. It smells with the most delicious chicken you've ever smelled. Professor Dog steps in to settle the class down and set some ground rules. Welcome to University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning, the greatest culinary academy in the world. The birthplace of culinary legends past, present, and future. Many challenges await you. There will be tears. There will be blood. There might even be really adorable tiny food. And when all is said and done, there will be a battle! You will lift your sporks and compete in the broom cooking arena! Just then, another student enters the classroom and interrupts the professor's rousing speech. Hi guys, sorry I'm late. I hope everyone had a good summer. I really miss... Quiet! Late to class is bad enough, but interrupting my monologue? You're on the fast track out of here, young man. Are you sure you're even in the right place? Don't you recognize me? This is my third year in this school with you as my teacher. Everyone stares at him blankly. Does no one remember me? You're expelled if you utter one more word before I finish. Let that be a lesson to you, students, that tardiness is unacceptable! Even Clank made it here on time, rolling halfway across town on his tiny wheels. You turn to see the student Sprinkles is referencing, who appears to be some sort of industrial kitchen appliance. The class bursts into laughter. Oh, Clank, you rascal. Sprinkles walks in the classroom as everyone stands in silent obedience. When he gets to you, he lifts his nose into the air and takes a deep sniff. Your diet is lacking. Based on what I'm picking up here, you definitely need a multivitamin. You should be taking better care of yourself. You've never had a talking dog as a teacher before, but Sprinkles' reputation for being smart but tough is well known. You decide to try to butter him up by giving him a treat from your pocket, but what kind? Do we go for beef, a rubber ball, or a chicken snack? I kind of think of the obvious question, or the obvious one here. Give me a second, let me go grab something to drink, and I will be, just right back here. Ugh. Holy hell, what a game. Man. Alrighty. So, let's see. Personally, I'm leaning toward the chicken snack myself. But, what does the chat want? I will go with, has a way to virally market yourself. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. Matt has a very good point in there. Stay loyal to the brand, Tim says. Yeah. Alright. Got one vote for chicken. Chicken snack. Alright, we got 3 for chicken. Let's go with chicken then. You reach beneath your apron and return with the chicken snack in your hand. Sprinkle's eyes go as wide as he locks onto it. His favorite! Oh, we did good, chat. We did good, boys. Well, I think there might be some competition for new star student. The furry professor immediately devours the snack, leaving your hand slick with a coating of warm doggy drool. You see the other students eyeing you jealously, but you pay no mind to them. If they want to succeed in life, they should have learned the importance of carrying a range of dog treat flavors on them at all times. Settle down, young chefs. Take your seats and prepare to have your minds open to the amazing possibilities of culinary creation. As everyone rushes to claim their favorite seats, you're left standing at the front of the room. Only 2 options remain. Hey, Mr. Ben, there's still a seat here. It seems that no one has claimed the seat next to me if you're interested. Oh, 2 good options, but who do we choose? Do we go with the best friend that we've known since we were babies, or do we go with the potential love interest? Decisions. Hey, EJ, yeah, I saw your comment there in the chat. I just didn't want to address it at this point. This is I Love Colonel Sanders, a finger-licking good dating simulator. Basically, what this is that this is a dating sim that was, believe it or not, actually backed by and endorsed by Kentucky Fried Chicken. So yeah. Okay, I'm getting like 3 votes for Colonel Sanders. Let's see. We got one from Matt, one from EJ, one from Tim. Go by the Colonel. All right, all right. It's almost pretty unanimous. Sorry, Miriam. You moved to take your seat by Colonel Sanders. Yo, not gonna lie, this artwork of the Colonel Sanders is actually kind of hot. It appears he brought no books, nor pens, nor pencils. However, his perfect upright posture shows off a seriousness that makes you confident in his desire to learn. Thanks for offering me the seat. I've only had 2 rules. Do all you can and do it the best you can. It's the only way you'll ever get that feeling of accomplishing anything. That's so inspiring. A little off topic if you ask me, but alright. As soon as you settled into your seat, the professor makes an announcement. Think fast, it's time for a pop quiz.
Yay, a quiz about me!
This incredibly important and surprisingly short quiz will tell me if you're ready for life at culinary school. Oh, I need to check. What's EJ got here on this? Oh, that's a good one. That's good. I'm not even angry. Pull that up. Keep your knives sharp and your focus sharper. Here comes question number 1. If train A is traveling to point B and train B is traveling to point A, how important is it to wash your hands before cooking? Depends. Extremely, looking at you, Pop, or does it matter at all? I'm going to go with option B here. That's right. Forest is to tree, chicken is to feather, night vision goggles, or slam dunk. I'm going to go with feather on this one. That's right. What's the most efficient eating utensil ever created? A comically oversized fork, a meat tenderizer, or a spork? Well, obviously, this is pretty, That's right. What food is best for a broken heart? A pancake that looks like a silly face, camel meat, or anything, so long as it's prepared with love and not too much salt. I'd go with anything myself. That's right. Is Sprinkles a good boy? He's a talking dog that teaches at culinary school. He is the best boy. That's right. Yay, perfect score, 5 out of 5. We did it, boys! Huzzah! Well, be honest, did you cheat? Well, no, this is so stupidly simple. Boom. You look up to see that Colonel Sanders has been watching you tally your score. He's impressed. I know we just met, but I have to confess, I think you have a beautiful brain. Hot diggity, Mr. Ben! You just scored some major Colonel Sanders points with that performance. Considering how my catchphrase is hot diggity damn, I'm not entirely sure how I feel about that phrase, but I'm just gonna go ahead and let it go. May I have your attention, students? I have an important announcement to make. Time for lunch! Wow, the cafeteria is as nice as any restaurant you've ever eaten at. It makes sense that a school dedicated to cooking would also be serious about eating. A delicious fragrance wafts through the room and tickles the end of your nose. Your mouth waters. Do you smell that? That must be our lunch! It smells crazy good. Everyone, can I have your attention?
Is it about lunch?
No, I just wanted to apologize for my tardiness. You see, I was... Howdy, folks! I'd like to make an announcement. Hey, It's about lunch. Everyone cheers. But Shh!
Lunch, lunch, lunch!
She said shh! In honor of the new semester, I have prepared something special to share with everyone for lunch. That must be the smell I smelled! Indeed, that smell. You hold your breath, waiting to see what food this mystery student has created. You've heard that he's very talented, but were the rumors true? Is this? Colonel Sanders lifts a large bucket above his head. Its contents glimmer in the light. Piled high are huge pieces of chicken, breaded and fried to a crispy golden finish. The aroma envelops you, and you begin to feel warm and safe. Colonel Sanders has filled a bucket with chicken? What a novel concept! Your stomach begins to grumble, as if to say, stop thinking and start eating! For years I've been developing a secret recipe for the perfect fried chicken. By my calculation, nothing less than 11 herbs and spices are required to achieve the perfect balance of flavor. You look around and notice that every other student has a pen and paper and is scribbling notes as fast as they can. But that's all I'll say about that. What, you think we want your stupid secret recipe, dude? Psh, oh, no, my dude, no. I'm just drafting a last will and testament in case one of those ingredients is poison. Got him. He looks around nervously to see if anyone else is laughing at his sick burn. You wait and see what Zinger Ashley has prepared to follow up, but she suddenly takes a different approach. Yeah, and I was just writing in my diary. Dear diary, today I smelled something beautiful. I knew at that moment that only the hands of a true gentleman can fry chicken so tender. You see her body language change from bitter and evil to sweet and innocent as she slides closer to Colonel Sanders. She realizes that he's destined for greatness and fame with cooking skills like this. She wants him all to herself. Oh, please. Well, Van the Man, if you don't want any. I'll take his! Whoa, hold on. I guess I'll try it. He takes one bite and his eyes grow wide. He starts contorting his face as he tries to hold in his pure exhilaration and act unimpressed. Easy now, there's enough for everyone. Please, my fellow classmates, dig in. You take one of the pieces of fried chicken out of this bucket and sink your teeth in. It's amazing! Tasting Colonel Sanders' food transports you to another dimension. Alone with your taste buds, gripping a drumstick in your hand, you float weightlessly. Focus your mind and meditate on this moment. Try and identify every flavor. Savor the moment and everything that it tells you about Colonel Sanders' culinary heart, or swim towards the light. Yo, I am not sure on this one here. This, oh. Yeah, I'm just gonna... Somewhere up ahead, a bright light beckons you. The flavors are so intense you become wrapped up in them. Unable to resist, you reach toward the light. It grabs your hand and pulls you closer, closer, until your fingertips connect with the end of everything. You are forever lost in the land of tender fried chicken bliss. Your mind dissolves. There is no Mr. Ben now. There is only herbs and spices. Though Miriam tries to revive you, she cannot. Oh my god! We died. That chicken was so good, we died. Oh. Okay, we're just gonna fast forward through all of this here. Oh, thank God for the fast forward button. Okay, so back to this here. Let's actually try and identify every flavor. You let the food rest in your mouth and focus on it, scrutinizing every flavor. Salt? Maybe. Pepper? Too obvious. Oregano? Basil? Maybe, but there's something else. Something dark. Something spicy. You dig deeper. 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 Yes! Even deeper still. Until you find it. Could it be? Oh. Oh! It is so eldritch that we can't even properly express it. He really did it. How bold. How adventurous. To use... You try to go even deeper into the sea of flavors, but this revelation alone is more than you can handle. You snap out of it and realize that this information was meant to remain a secret, and yet, now you know. A mantle of responsibility now rests upon your shoulders. As you look around the room, you realize that everyone is consumed by the lunch. No one noticed that you've traveled through space and time. After tasting his food, you try to get some one-on-one time with Colonel Sanders. You approach him. Colonel Sanders smiles ever so softly as you approach. He stops what he's doing and allows you to break the silence. Colonel, I wondered if I could talk to you for a second. Anything for a fellow chef. What exactly was on that chicken? Ha ha ha! How bold to come out and ask. It's an idea I... Oh my God. The chicken's dying. Where the fuck did he get that? It's an idea I had for a new combination of flavors that will make me my fortune and establish my legacy for all time as I open a chain of highly successful fried chicken restaurants. No big deal. It's just you and me talking here. I can keep a secret. In fact, I've got some of my own I'd be willing to trade. What's the rush? The semester is only getting started. We've got 2 more whole days to get to know each other. He's clearly not going to give it up easily, but it doesn't hurt to be persistent. You know what they say about secrets, Colonel. Shouldn't learning be fun? Aww. You've got moxie, I'll give you that. Colonel Sanders looks both ways to make sure that you're truly alone, and then leans in. You can feel his warm breath as he whispers. Just one ingredient, but you can't tell. It's something my great-grandmother taught me. Wow, you'd have never guessed that. In fact, you're not even sure where you'd get some if you'd searched. And it definitely isn't the flavor you tasted before, so now you're 2 ingredients closer to knowing the full recipe. But you don't tell Colonel Sanders that. While you're wrapped up in that huge revelation, you notice that Colonel Sanders has disappeared. While everyone else is still in the cafeteria, you decide to look for him. You find him outside, standing in the quad. Oh, it's you again. Howdy. Sometimes I'd like to come outside and look at the school buildings. I think about how my story will continue on after I've graduated. Sounds like you've got big plans. I dare say, the biggest. I will leave my mark on this world, you can bet on that. Alone together for the first time, you figure now is the perfect moment to show your personality for him. Neg him to show your own strength, wow him with the big idea to add an additional ingredient to really spice things up, or be modest but thoughtful. I'm sorry, I'm looking at that first option to show him your own strength. And I'm just kind of getting this weird like anime flex off here. Just... let's be modest and thoughtful. Well, I just wanted to tell you that I really enjoyed your food. Now you've got his attention. The flavors were complex, but comforting. The interplay between salty and savory and peppery was perfect. I appreciate the compliment, Mr. Ben. I'm sure you'll be a big success. I know we've only met today, but I'm starting to get the same feeling about you. We should head back inside. The next lesson starts soon. You step into the massive cooking arena, where the afternoon lessons will take place. Each student gets an oven and all the tools and ingredients they could ever need. Look at this place, it's magnificent! Finally, we get to show our stuff! Wait a second. Oh no, we have to show our stuff! What if I totally blow it? You're not gonna blow everything. You're not gonna blow anything. Except maybe kisses to the crowds of fans you're gonna earn when you're gonna earn with your signature adorable tiny food creations. Welcome, students, to the cooking arena. For today's lesson, we'll be cooking with partners. Hurry up and pair off. Naturally, Miriam looks over at you, but unable to control yourself, you pounce on Colonel Sanders. Hey, Colonel, would you like to tackle this lesson as a team? Team of two, that is. Me and you, if that wasn't clear. Want to be my partner? Aww. Sure, Mr. Ben, I'll prepare our station. Without you as a partner, Miriam is left standing all alone. I actually kind of feel sorry for her. I would have actually joined up with her as my partner. Two different students quickly take notice.
Hello, new partner.
Beep boop. Oh my, two potential partners? I'm so sorry, gentlemen, but I don't know who to choose. It looks like you'll have to pick for her. Friend duties can be a little awkward, but, well, that's the price you pay for not being alone forever. Who do you want to ask to be Miriam's partner? Yo, I'm not gonna lie, let's go with the robot! Sorry, Pop, but I think Miriam will be partnering with Clank today.
It's okay, I already ate.
It's not entirely clear if Pop has any idea what the point of school even is at this juncture. Clank is clearly excited to have some attention. He heats up and begins to roll back and forth. Warp, 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 warp! Hold on there, fella. We don't even know the assignment yet. Technically, Clank might not have a face, but there's something charming and earnest about him. Bzzz. Tissue? I hardly know you! Clank judders and the panel shakes loose. You get the impression that this is a sign of affection. Well, looks like you two will be just fine. Now it's time to focus on your own cooking classwork. Alright, you two, for today's lesson we're going to keep it simple. Pick a basic dish and divide up the steps. No chef is an island, it takes 2 flints to make a fire. You get the idea. Which dish do you suggest to your partner, Colonel Sanders? Steak tartare seems easy enough. It's fancy and you don't even need to cook it. Using octopus will blow Colonel Sanders' mind, or your grandmother's mashed potatoes and gravy. I have to agree with EJ on this one. I mean, while unusual characters aren't unheard of in dating sims, yes, a robot is not something I would have expected one to see up in here, especially one backed by KFC. And yeah, I'm leaning toward the mashed potatoes and gravy on this one. So obviously we're going to use the octopus. No, we're going to go with the mashed potatoes and gravy. I've always been something of a down-home chef. I was thinking we could make something warm, inviting, comforting. Maybe mashed potatoes? And gravy? I couldn't imagine one without the other. Colonel Sanders casts a coy look at you, causing your whole face to go beet red. Embarrassed, you quickly turn away. I'll go get the potatoes! No, please, let me. Picking perfect produce is a passion of mine.
Looks like things are getting pretty fresh around here. Does someone have a crush on Colonel Sanders?
We're just cooking partners. Mind your own business.
Sanders' heart is my business, and you better keep your fingers off my man.
Did someone call for me?
Ugh, oh jeez, Van. I'm over here crushing Mr. Bin's dreams. You're supposed to be taking care of our classwork. That was the deal, remember?
Colonel Sanders returns, arms full of peeled potatoes. He tosses them into boiling water and turns his attention to you and your old friends. Oh, howdy there, Ashley. Van. Are we working in a quartet instead of a duet now?
Actually, no. It looked like Mr. Ben was struggling, so we offered to give him a hand. You know how it is. These young amateur chefs need a lot of mentoring.
Well, I was going to say, Colonel Sanders, maybe I could also teach you a thing or two about fancy food. Maybe one day you might be able to get up to my level. Huh, doubt it.
Don't be rude, Van. Personally, I have no doubts whatsoever about Colonel Sanders' ability to concoct creations worthy of admiration. After all, your fried chicken was quite spectacular. But Colonel, if you ask me, I might make a better partner for you than this thing that's positioned itself at your station. Don't you feel deep down that we cast complementary shadows? We fit together, like a thigh and a drumstick. Just makes sense.
Nothing about this makes any sense, but one thing is clear. She's coming for Colonel if you don't watch out. Ashley is really going at you hard. You need to ask for some backup here before things get ugly. Turn to Colonel Sanders, hunk of hunks in your time of need. Or turn to Miriam, your forever bestie who always had our back. I mean, hey, if Miriam's kind of, not Miriam, if Ashley kind of comes up in here. Yo, what is it with, like, you know, like, female rivals and just being, like, stupid thick? Yeah. Gotta lean on the bestie here. You turn to Miriam, and as soon as you find her, she senses it and looks back. This girl's friend in need radar is second to none. She immediately comes running over. Is someone threatening my friend? I will destroy them! I actually think that Ashley and Van were just leaving.
Leaving you in the dust, vis-a-vis my skills as a chef, perhaps. But stepping away from this competition,
You are sorely mistaken. Miriam, you're a loyal friend. But Mr. Ben is my partner for today's activity. You look for Sprinkles in hopes that he might step in, but he's nowhere to be found. Damn those cute corgis and their short but sturdy stature! You look down at your station and realize that, in the tension of the moment, your hands have been cooking on autopilot. Distracted by the drama, you've already crushed the boiled potatoes into a perfectly creamy mashed texture with plenty of butter and cream for flavor. It's as if your natural passion guided you through the steps you know so well, while your attention was elsewhere. I know just what to do. Colonel Sanders extends his hand. He's holding a beautiful white porcelain gravy boat, out of which pours a smooth brown gravy, smothering your nearly finished potato dish. Gravy flows down the mound of mashed potatoes. The results look spectacular. Granny would have been proud. God damn this picture. Oh. Colonel Sanders holds a spork out to you. You reach out and grab hold of it, but he doesn't immediately let go. The two of you stand holding the spork. This music is not helping matters. It just isn't. And for that small moment, all of the madness and pressure in this crazy world stops. Your eyes lock. The moment is electric. Time stands still. If you love something, set it free. Together, you dig the utensil into the mashed potatoes and lift a heaping sporkful up. And you see Ashley with a sinister look. You know she's plotting against you to be with Colonel Sanders. And then, filled with rage and without thinking, you fling the sporkful of mashed potatoes right into Ashley's stupid, beautiful face! Van, do something! Do something! Scooping up a fingerful, Van tastes the dripping mashed potatoes and gravy and realizes that it's delicious. Horrified by this revelation, he slinks away. Will he ever be able to cook something with so much love and integrity? Hold it right there, Mr. Bain. We do not waste food in the broom cooking arena. Colonel Sanders, I expect better from you. If you throw one more spoonful, you'd both better be prepared to eat it from wherever it lands.
Can I have potatoes face?
Van rushes back over, a covered dish in his hand. Mashed potatoes with gravy? Pathetic. In just a few minutes, I've prepared a full meal. Gaze upon my specialty. Braised tentacle of octopus in my silky saltwater sauce. Plated on a battle axe blade, forged by my supreme chef ancestors. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, that's actually fucking metal. That battle axe blade, that is actually fucking metal. You've ignored me for too long. This ends now. It is I who will have the first bite, and you will all look on with envy. The interrupting student rushes at Van and swipes a bite of his signature dish right off the plate. No, don't! Something about this dish doesn't strike my nose right. I think the octopus was rushed and may have turned in the process. The results could be toxic. Too late, it's been eaten! I think I left something in the oven. I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark. Oh, it killed him! Hot damn, that was sudden. Everyone step back! Don't take another bite! When you look back at the plate, the rest of it is gone. You notice the tip of the tentacle being slurped up in Pop's mouth. Pop winces in pain for just a moment, but is almost immediately back to his oblivious self. Oopsie.
Tastes like poison.
The entire glass has gathered to watch Pop's final moments. Shock has frozen the whole crowd. They are motionless as statues. The class bell rings, disrupting the moment, snapping everyone back to reality. It would appear that Pop's enthusiasm for trying new things, despite obvious danger, has inoculated him against poisons of all kinds. I'm not sure the professors here make enough money. Hello? I just turned into a ghost over here! Seeing that you're shaken up by that really annoying student and all of his nonsense, Colonel Sanders approaches you. I'm sorry you had to go through that. Please, let me walk you home. What? Like for real? Oh, come on! You follow Colonel Sanders out of the room. At night, the school building has taken on another vibe entirely. It's dark and more than a little spooky. Colonel Sanders stands in the quad's neon glow and speaks softly. Those mashed potatoes you made in class today. Before you go on, I want you to know they're not a great representation of my skills. I didn't even realize I was making them. They were amazing. Tasting them, it reminded me why I became so passionate about food to begin with. Colonel Sanders is getting choked up. Cooking is obviously important to him in a way that you find inspiring. Now might be the perfect time that you're developing feelings for Colonel Sanders. Yes, Mr. Ben? There's something I need to tell you. Hold it right there! There's something I need to tell you first. Oh, jeez. You see, when I was just a boy, I had a dream that one day I would be the greatest chef the world has ever seen. And every day since, I've been working toward that dream. Day and night, never stopping, never resting. Also lifting a lot of weights, like so many weights. We should follow our dreams with all of our hearts, that our souls may grant them like wishes floating on a shooting star. Yo, what the fuck is with this anime dialogue? This is great. Hey, no, you... Shut up! I'm the one here to say inspirational stuff and be the star of the story. Are we forgetting that your cooking literally killed a guy? You can't prove that. I also saw you kill that guy. What was his name? Somewhere off in the distance, you hear a long, sad sigh. Forget him. We're talking about me. Me. I'm the hero. You know what? I wish I could do like a Patrick Warburton voice, because I could so totally imagine Van being voiced by Patrick Warburton at this point. The Smoke Monster is here to fight a hero! Yo, he just came out of nowhere. I think I left the fridge door open. Later, nerds! How dare you threaten me just as I was letting down my guard and connecting with another chef on an emotional level? Be afraid. Be very afraid. Because I'm a monster! See? Is he rhyming on purpose, or is that just a coincidence? But before you can discuss syntax any further, it's a turn-based fight sequence! What will you do? Yo! You decide to go on the attack! Which attack will you use? Cook with Love. Cook with Love does 1 damage! It just got real! That attack really upset the Spork Monster. Spork Monster goes on the attack! They spit hot gravy at you! You take 1 damage. You decide to defend! Which defense will you use? Trepidation. You continue to stay back and endure whatever comes your way. Seems like a pretty weird strategy, but whatever, you do you. Spork Monster focuses their mashed mind and draws in energy from Mother Earth herself. They grow larger and more intimidating. How will you respond? You decide to go on the attack. Which attack will you use? Cook with Love does 1 damage. Spork Monster is no quitter. Beefed up and ready to rumble, they go on the attack once again. Spork Monster uses Ulti Utensil. You take 2 damage from the attack. If you take much more damage, you're not going to survive the battle. You decide to go on the attack. Cook with Love does 1 damage. Spork Monster is oozing cheese sauce onto the lawn of the quad. I wonder who's going to clean that up. Feeling vulnerable, Spork Monster prepares for its ultimate attack, Rounded Edge! Vile villain, your reign of terror stops here! Yo, Colonel Sanders coming in with a kill steal. He summons the... he summons the energy of 1,000 Legend of Zelda angry chickens. Hot Pie Power Pinch! Hot Pie Powered Pinch does 10 damage. Spork Monster is defeated! You saved me. An injured spork monster spews steam into this night. Oh, we got some Undertale shit going on over here. We could finish him off, or we could just go full-on sparing and just leave him be. You know what? Let's go full tilt Undertale on this. Let's spare him. You managed to tamp down your disgust at the sight of this gnarly beast long enough to realize that he is still a living creature with a pure soul who deserves your pity, not your wrath. Be gone, beast, and don't you dare come back for a follow-up encounter tomorrow. I won't forget this, and I certainly won't be back like you said. The spork monster scuttles off into the night. The defeated monster left behind a special item. It appears at first to be a cookbook, but upon closer inspection, it's so much more. It's a book of magic spells with a golden chicken on the cover. You open the cover and find a library card tucked inside. The last name to have signed it out is Borko. Borko. That name sounds strangely familiar. Okay, Borko. Let me guess it belongs to the dog. Just calling it here. Your blood is pumping as you stand in the quiet of the night, holding the mysterious book in your hands. As you come down from the battle buzz, you realize that your final attack has left you completely depleted. The world around you begins to fade away. Without any energy to keep your eyes open, darkness overtakes you. The image of Colonel Sanders flashes before your eyes as you fall asleep. He must have helped you get home. In your tired state, you don't know if you could have made it without him. What a guy. You want to thank him, but you don't have the strength to utter a single word. You feel your covers being pulled up over you as you're tucked in tightly. Good night, my Colonel. In your dream, you're together with Colonel Sanders. For some reason, Sprinkles is also there, instructing your love. Dreams are weird. You awake on day 2 and attempt to process the wild visions you had. Were they memories or premonitions? You lie in bed and stare at the ceiling, thinking about the secret you discovered while tasting Colonel Sanders' cooking yesterday. You can't believe he really used. And then there was that secret ingredient that Colonel Sanders went ahead and told you outright. Not much of a secret, huh? It's probably because he already trusts you so much. Sure, that makes sense. We'll go with that. You meet up with your bestie in front of the school. Before you can tell her about the encounter with the spork monster, she launches into a story of her own. Okay, I know this might sound a little strange, but I think I might be, I think I might like Clank! Like? I know, it sounds like it's moving too fast, but there's something about him. I like him. Like him. We're shipping our best friend with an oven. I kind of wish I had the webcam on, just so you guys can see what face I'm making right at the moment. Oh, I forgot to read that out there. Did you know that Colonel Sanders was the most popular kid in his high school? No, but that does make complete sense. Yeah, but he was so popular that he was voted prom king at a school he didn't even go to. And he was also the convertible that he himself rode in at the front of the homecoming parade. I'm thinking maybe something got lost in pressure cooker translation here. Either way, maybe it'd be best if you took it slow with the new boy, like I am with Colonel Sanders. You and Colonel Sanders, the coolest guy in school, the most famous student to ever attend University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning, your thing now? We
definitely connected yesterday. Sure you did. You're great. Why wouldn't he be into you, I guess? Laughing at the implications that you and Colonel Sanders might be a thing is definitely not cool. You are great! You have an idea to prove that you're... God damn it. Well, if he's not into me, why did he tell me one of his secret ingredients? However, you don't tell her that you know a second ingredient too, which you've discovered on your own. Your bestie's eyes light up. A secret ingredient? Yeah, I just said that, a secret ingredient. Is there a dramatic echo in here? Miriam checks to make sure you're alone before continuing. She's gonna ask us what that ingredient is, isn't she? So this summer, while I was on vacation with my family, a lovely man approached me in the botanical garden where I was wandering. This can't be good. He told me about all his passion for spices, secret spices. The man even gave me some to show me what he meant. He said it was a powder created from super duper rare dried flower petals, and that if I did him a big favor, I could have some of my own. Please, Miriam, don't tell me. So I filled my suitcase with them and brought them home. He was so nice, he even met me at the gate when I arrived. Later, when I cooked with them, a very strange feeling came over me, and the flavor was unlike anything I'd ever tasted. I think you're being very liberal with the meaning of spices here. Whatever. Anyway, we both share an interest in cooking, so we've stayed in touch. You know, like pen pals. I bet he would love to know more about new spices. Well, I'm definitely not supposed to share Colonel Sanders' secret recipe. Besides, I only know the one ingredient. I doubt it'd be much use to anyone. Please, 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 it would mean the world to me. No one has to know it came from you or Colonel Sanders. Do we protect Sanders' secret or do we share it with our bestie? Well, we obviously can't betray the Colonel's trust. I mean, he trusted us. Well, I mean, we can't go back and stab him in the back, right? I mean, this is our best friend, but also at the same time, I mean, this is the love interest we're talking about. Tell her the one? It's not like you're telling her everything. Okay, tell her. Okay, we got two votes for tell her. Sure. Okay. Let's go with that then. Okay, I'll tell you, but it has to stay a secret. This is gonna get out and just ruin everything, isn't it? Miriam nods furiously. He told me that he uses... Never would have guessed that, would you? Her eyes light up imagining such a thing, and you figure that you've satisfied her curiosity and she'll move on. However, she immediately turns around and does some thumb typing on her phone that you can't quite see. That's probably not good. Before you can ask her to confirm that she was definitely not texting secrets to other people, you're interrupted. A wind rushes in. Cherry blossom petals fill the air. Oh. It's Colonel Sanders. He's arriving at school. And he's going full tilt Old Spice on us, I see. Stand back and admire his majestic glory. Run to him! You decide that the best way to show Miriam how serious you and Colonel Sanders are would be to run to him. Surely he'll sweep you up onto the back of his stallion and you'll ride away together. That'll show her good. Oh, Colonel, my Colonel! Oh, but your sudden movement surprises the horse and it rears up, kicking you directly in the face. The force of the blow completely knocks you out. In the darkness, you see a vision.
Mr. Ben. I'm here to deliver you a message. Oh, not this fucker. It is important that you remember this exactly as I say it. If you forget, the world could end, so you know it's serious. I've been trapped in a realm beyond, but a great prophecy relies on my return. Only you can save me. All you need to do is repeat my name 3 times, and that name is... But before you can continue, you suddenly awake. Da-da-da-da-da-da! Oh, jeez. You awake to find Colonel Sanders tending to you. He roused you back to life with the satchel of secret spices. Or is that just his natural seasoned musk? Compliment the craftsman of his horse's shoes, or oh, god damn it. I'm face palming for real right now. What drugs and alcohol was down to make this? I don't know, but clearly it wasn't enough. Or maybe it was entirely too much, I don't know. Let's compliment his horse's shoes. Maybe he shouldn't be riding a horse to school, and maybe you shouldn't be running up to animals you don't know. It's hard to say who was in the wrong here. But one thing is for sure, that Colonel Sanders is pretty dreamy. That horse has beautiful shoes. I could really feel how smooth and sturdy they were when they were pressing into my face. That's nice to hear. No one truly appreciates good craftsmanship anymore. And with that, Colonel Sanders disappears into school, leaving you and Miriam to follow. When you enter into the classroom, you can see your 2 rivals, Ashley and Van Van, who are doing something bad. By the way they're hiding, you know it must be really bad. Like, counterfeiting recipes bad. Experimenting with restricted ingredients bad. Summoning a demon bad? You try and get a peek over Van Van's hulking shoulder. But he sees you coming! Whoa there, little one. I'm not sure you're ready to handle this. Why don't you make like a beeve and mind your own wax, honey? Tell them to stop acting immature or act like you're not interested in them, but really do try to get a closer look. You know what? I'm actually legit curious. I'm going to try and get a closer look on this one here. You sit near the rivals, but leave your back turned to them. You even hear Van Van mutter something that sounds a bit like a magic spell. However, he notices you eavesdropping. You try and cover your tracks and improvise an excuse. It's time for class. You're distracting the rest of us who want to learn. Now you've upset them. Oh, and you're the Emperor of Cooking, are you? You make the rules? I'm not sure you know a good meal if it ain't you. Being the best chef in the world takes more than just culinary skills. It takes creativity. It takes panache. And it doesn't hurt to use a little evil. You finally get a look at what they were hiding and you instantly recognize it. It's a book! Just like the one you found after your encounter with the spork monster. That's the same book I found last night in the quad. Ashley immediately elbows Van Van, who hides the book behind his back. I don't know what you're talking about. That book is a family heirloom and its contents are secret. You notice they haven't been studying the book. They've got Pop pinned to the wall, and they're tossing potato skins at him as he tries to catch them in his mouth. You know what? I wouldn't mind having potato skins thrown at me. Hell, that actually sounds like something fun. I actually kind of want some potato skins for lunch now. We're playing. Before you can dig in any further, you're interrupted by the arrival of more students. It's almost time for class. Beep beep. Clank must be running late. He's in such a hurry that he rolls right over Van Van's meaty foot. Hey, watch it, you bucket of bolts. You watch how you talk to him. He didn't do anything. Bleh, womp.
Who do you think you're talking to? I've never heard such language, not even from a stand mixer.
Womp womp. No, your mother was a stand mixer. Van jumps to attack Clank, but Clank shocks him, sending him flying across the room.
Oh, protect me, Colonel Sanders. These crazed men are about to come to blows. I think it must be over me, but I'm not interested in either of them.
Ashley's tone is completely changed in an instant. She bats her eyelashes at Colonel Sanders. Surely he must know that this is a ruse, right? Gentlemen, get a hold of yourselves. Save it for the arena, at least. Or don't. Honestly, what do I care? I've got lofty career aspirations to focus on.
Maybe I can help you with your business plan.
Just then, Sprinkles arrives to signal the true start of the class day. He's panting, which doesn't seem that abnormal. He's a professor, but he is also a dog. Students, please take your seats. Ah, thanks, EJ. I appreciate that. I apologize for my late arrival. I spent the morning chasing a car all over town, and my tiny legs are very, very tired. But I'm here now, and I hope you're ready to learn. Rub his furry dog belly. He loves it. Oh. Sprinkles stops in his tracks and sniffs the air around you. Something has him in a trance. It's the scent left on you from Colonel Sanders. Sprinkles jumps on you and licks your face. Down, boy, down! Off toppin'! That command shouted by Colonel Sanders has snapped Sprinkles out of his trance. What's up with that? Sorry, I got a little carried away. After he catches his breath, Sprinkles regains control of the classroom. Without further ado, we'll review the global history of my favorite fowl, the chicken. You want to pay attention to the lesson? Truly, you do. Which is why, in 1776, at the signing of the Declaration of Independence, it was a chicken who first signed their name. But you can't help but daydream about Colonel Sanders, and you miss most of the important parts. When you come to, Sprinkles is holding a tray of food in front of you. Well, Mr. Ben? Naturally, this appears to you to be a sample platter. Which item do you want to sample? Do we go for the glass of water, the shimmering pepper, or the dog biscuit? Yeah, I was actually kind of leaning toward the dog biscuit myself. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually leaning toward the peppers too. Fuck it, let's go with dog biscuit. Because of the shape that is baked in, you assume that the dog biscuit is a treat made by Sprinkles. An example of his own culinary talents, perhaps? You reach out for it when Sprinkles jumps up and bites onto your cooking apron! What kind of monster would steal a dog's favorite biscuit? Your apron is left in tatters. The entire class looks on in horror as you fall unconscious from embarrassment. I never even got to taste it. Is this the end? You fade into darkness, but something is there. The spork monster? Borko, what are you doing here? It is not your time, friend. Your act of kindness has not been forgotten. You watch as your apron magically repairs itself. You won't have to live in embarrassment anymore. Thank you, my friend, wherever you are. Okay, that's actually fucking hilarious. Let's go with the pepper this time. A brightly colored pepper stands out from the other items. It sprinkles in a most eye-catching way, so naturally you reach out, grab it, and eat it right away. However, your body is not prepared for the heat! Oh, the pepper has triggered an intense spice hallucination. It feels like forever as you trip through the universe. My friend, ooh! This dude again? I'm here to give you an important message. Ooh. You must avenge my death and fulfill your destiny. All you must do is... I was saying, to fulfill your destiny, all you must do is... Sorry, I think I got some spice stuck in my throat. It's fine, I'll work through... to fulfill... the prophecy! You must... You feel yourself begin to regain consciousness. Aw, man. You come to and find everyone staring at you. That pepper was the last of its kind on Earth, and now it's gone forever! Oops. You think to yourself, jeez, I should pay better attention. We all make mistakes, so I'm sure he'll forgive you. Someday. Come on, it's time for lunch! Before anyone can relax, the cafeteria lights dim. And your rivals enter to make a dramatic announcement! Today's lunch will be prepared via timed competitive cook-off. The level of theatrics with these two is off the charts. We could demand that they stop wasting everyone's time or step up and tell them that they're on. You know what? Screw it. Let's take them on. Fuck it. Bit of lunchtime competition, huh? Count me in. If I have to wipe the tables with you fools before I set my lunch down on it, then so be it. I'm not the fool. You're the fool. Fool. Good one, Van Van. I like your gumption, Mr. Ben. I'll be watching your performance. Just as things reach a boiling point, Sprinkle steps in. Surely he'll put a stop to this madness. But now, students, please settle down. This is a lunchroom, not a sportsing court. Finally, a little sense. You breathe a sigh of relief. At least, not until we turn on the timer! Just then, a huge light blasts you into the face, flashing the words, "Timer ready!" That's what I'm talking about! Woo! I'm not doing that again. I cannot do a howling dog. I'm sorry. I stand corrected. The hard way, built solidly with the foundation of confidence that cannot be swept away. And that's an original quote by me, in case anyone was wondering. I hope its message lifts you to victory. Like a diamond, I was formed under pressure, and now is my chance to shine. I will defeat you myself! Yo! I recognize this background music, but I don't remember where it's from. I'm kind of reminded of that Stand Tall theme from Pokemon. You had his chicken and you made mashed potatoes and gravy on day one. And you're feeling like you can really impress him again here. It's time to boil some water for the potatoes. Think fast, if the timer runs down, you'll be forced to pick randomly. What temperature does water boil at? 100 degrees Celsius. That's right, but how would you even gotten into this school without knowing that? Winner gets to rub my furry belly. Let that enticing offer motivate you. You're going to need to season this chicken before you cook it. You don't know Sanders' recipe exactly, but you have an idea. How many herbs and spices he said he used? He said 11. That's right. You might not know all the ingredients yet, but at least you're headed in the right direction. Tail wagging intensifies. Now that you've got some basic steps going, it's time to elevate your craft. What state of mind offers the most favor? Trust. Wrong! Oh no! I'm begging you to get it together. Oh, get it, I'm a dog. It's never the wrong time for dog jokes. Your classmates are rooting for you, but Ashley is simply stronger and faster than you. You better pick up the pace if you want to survive. When you were a child, your father told you to never forget where you came from. Every day you meditate on his advice, drawing energy from that place. Now would be a good time to harness that energy, so where does that show? A small town where big dreams are born. That's right, this is your shot and you're not going to miss it. You try to shut out the noise of the arena and focus on cooking. What is the sound of success? Oh no! Don't make me get the spray bottle! You notice Colonel Sanders out of the corner of your eye. I believe in you, Mr. Ben. He's actually cheering you on! Which would be awesome, except he knows he's watching you and makes you totally forget what you were doing. Now all you can think about is Colonel Sanders. How many spoonfuls of... Oh, shit! Oh, no! You're stranded on a desert island with only one desert cookbook. Which do you take? I know, right? You know what? Shouldn't you be focused on the challenge you're following? Oh, this is funny, actually, is all. Oh my god! Oh my god! What does that have to do with crafting spectacular fried chicken and delicate? You're really struggling to keep up. At the next station over, Ashley has already begun plating elements of her dish. Colorful and complex. To make up time, you toss your biscuit dough into a stand mixer. As you do, the crowd gasps. Yikes. I know you love nothing more than seeing a fellow opponent utilized in a kitchen battle, but sometimes that meant sacrificing the personal touch. You might not have any hands, but Mr. Ben does, and a good chef needs to be touching the dough to know when it's properly mixed. There's an easy way and a hard way. You don't get far by going the easy way. When you hear everyone talking, you realize how serious your error was. You immediately shove your hand into the mixer to rescue your dough before it's overmixed. Oh no! Oh, this is gonna end badly for us, isn't it? Oh, oof. Oh, yep. We're not fast enough. Our hand gets stuck, immediately crushed by quickly spinning beaters, and there's no way we'll be able to use this hand for the rest of the match. Colonel Sanders shakes his head in shame. What you find often is that the easy way can turn out much, much more difficult. Everyone stop what you're doing right now. This battle is over. Can't be. I was so close to finishing my dish. Sweetheart, look at your hand. You simply can't go on. Aw, that's too bad. And here I am with a completed dish ready to serve. Guess that makes me the winner by default. No, it wouldn't be fair to compare you two on the account of Mr. Ben's injury. You see Sprinkles beginning to lick his doggy chops as he locks onto the dish. But I suppose you should at least tell us what you've prepared? Well, because I'm the sweetest, I skipped straight to dessert. Under this white chocolate dome, you'll find a wide array of delights, taking you on a journey of flavor that tastes good and tells a story of excellence. I was going to ask Mr. Ben to do the honor, but since you're injured, I'm afraid that pouring this creamer of delicate hot chocolate sauce might be too difficult. I still got one working hand, bitch! Colonel Sanders, if you wouldn't mind lending me your strong, steady hand. Colonel Sanders pours the hot chocolate sauce on top of the dome, causing it to melt away, revealing the ingredients hidden within. Inside, you'll find a delicate fried cheese croquette on top of a slice of honeycomb, ice cream 2 ways, tender nougats, and pearls of blueberry jelly. Colonel Sanders seems intrigued, but perhaps not impressed as he dips his finger in the chocolate sauce. Simplicity isn't your strong suit, is it, Ashley? Oh, you! As he places a sauce-covered finger into his lips, Ashley leans over and whispers something into his ear. A dab of sauce sticks to his mustache. Internalize our rage or put yourself between Sanders and Ashley. I mean, I suppose we could feel the dark side, but she's getting in close to our man. So, you know. I got 1 vote for internalize. I guess 2 votes for internalize. Let's go and, just bottle our feelings here. Your rage burns so intensely within your eyes that they burst into flames. The flames cause your eyebrows to catch fire and turn to ash. And they fall on your face, which means people will have a hard time understanding your emotions for the rest of the semester, perhaps forever. Embarrassed and ashamed by your poor performance, not to mention your crispy fried brow, you run for the car to be alone. The beautiful weather feels like an insult. Inside of you, a storm rages. It's Colonel Sanders! He's probably here to tell you that Ashley and him are in love and decided to get married. And he won't even ask you to cater to his wedding because you're a terrible chef and an awful person! You try to hide from him, but he approaches you directly. I know you're hurting right now. Not just from the devastating loss, but from that run-in with the mixer and that small fire. We should get that checked out. I'm fine! Can't you just leave me alone? I'm a loser! I'm not fit to fill your fryer. I'll never be a master chef! Failure is a part of life. Not just for you, but for all of us. Don't you think I've never failed at anything before? That's exactly what I think. Well, then think again. I wasn't always the man you see before you, enrolled in culinary school, and incredibly handsome, successful, and motivated. Well, handsome, sure, I was born that way. But I've walked other paths and arrived at dead ends. I was passionate about life, but I failed as an obstetrician. I was passionate about justice, but I failed as a lawyer. I was passionate about livestock, but I even failed as a mule handler. That one was especially humiliating. Mules can be so cruel. I lost my business partner to a gunfight! And I lost my innocence when I picked up a firearm and put a bullet in my rifle! It survived for a while anyhow. I didn't know. People see my delicate ribbon tie and well-cut beard and assume I've got it all together. Which is true now, but it hasn't always been. It sounds like this guy could really use a hug. I resolved then and there that I was going to amount to something. No amount of hours, money, or labor would deter me from giving the best I had to give. As Colonel Sanders changed his focus, you see something ignite inside of him. A burning passion! One has to remember that every failure can be a stepping stone to something better. My new dream is pure! It's honest! It's something that a humble man in a crisp white suit can be proud of. Also, I notice he's sweating bullets at this point. I will create a new chain of chicken restaurants that will bring joy to the entire world and make up for my past misdeeds. Yay! Just as your moment grows intimate, you're interrupted by a threatening, shadowy presence. Battle scarred from the night before, it's the Spork Monster! Borko? It is I! I know I said I wouldn't be back after the whole fight to the death thing, and maybe you don't really want to see me anymore, but I just wanted to say I was wrong to attack you, and I apologize. I know what it's like to always have to look over your shoulder. Monster problems, am I right? Ah, thanks, Borko. I'm glad there are no hard feelings. Getting jumped by a giant creature in the dark of night can really rile a person up. Also, want to apologize for the way I switched right into attack mode. I know that you're strong, and cooking school can put a person under a lot of stress. I actually used to go to this school. I wasn't always a spork monster, you see. I don't believe it! You were human once? Well, no, I was a golden retriever. He was a golden... So that explains the Barco name. Yep. Well, I was half right. It wasn't Professor Dog, but it was a dog. But I was still a student. Until one day some mean kids with a magic spellbook cast a dark enchantment on me and I was forever transformed. Magic spellbook. Precisely! I had procured a copy for myself, but somewhere along the way I've lost it. If you find such a book, I beg of you, respect it! You're a powerful chef, and shouldn't rely on such dark and evil magic. No, you should be protecting the innocent from those who would cheat them through sorcery and guile. If you need me, don't fear, I will be there. Sounds like there's some bad cooks in the kitchen of life. Mr. Ben, together I'm sure we can defeat them. Come back to my hideaway and we can discuss. A personal invite! You can't imagine what Colonel Sanders' home must be like, but it sounds like you're about to find out. Stepping inside Sanders' home, surrounded by his things, you start to feel a special bond with him. Looks like you live such an exciting life, Colonel Sanders. Every day can be an adventure if you approach it with the right attitude. Long ago, I made the decision to never stop searching, never stop working, never stop imagining. Have you been working on any new recipes of your own lately? I'm always excited to talk about food with another ambitious chef. Well, there is something. It's just a side dish I've been tinkering with, trying to find the right balance of flavors and textures. I'm not sure I nailed it yet, but I'm close. Colonel Sanders' eyes perk up as he starts to wonder what dish you might be describing. It's meant to pair something spicy or something crispy. Both, perhaps? Now you've got him right where you want him. Should you reveal your new creation to him? Or keep it a secret just for you? I mean, he did tell us the secret of that one spice, so, and we did also kind of reveal that secret to our friend. So I guess it would probably be best just to go ahead and reveal our secret to his, since he trusted us with his. I mean, I don't see why that wouldn't be a problem. So, yeah, let's trust him. You decide that you're as ready as you'll ever be to share your original cooking with Colonel Sanders. Before you can talk yourself out of it, you decide to dive in head first. You reach into your lunch bag for a special dish you've been keeping on ice all day. I present to you my original coleslaw! The shredded cabbage disc glistens in the light of Colonel Sanders' Lux hideaway. Magnificent! Together you chow down on the creamy slaw until just a spoonful remains in the bowl. Do you mind if I hold on to the last bite? I'd like to have it around so I can admire its taste later and think back on this moment. You could offer to make him more, but he seems like a very sentimental kind of guy. Sure, why not? Please make yourself comfortable. I'll be back in just a moment. You realize that now would be the perfect time to do some snooping! Around the room are various items you could look closer at. Each item seems to radiate memories and emotions. Tap on an item to discover more about the Colonel. Ooh, okay. So we gaze out the window across the vast lake and mountain range beyond. Oh, just then this motherfucker pops up! Are you thinking about heading into the world on a quest to avenge my death? Wait, what? I never even learned your name. Why would I avenge you? I could just tell you my name right now. It's... Can't you see I'm in the middle of something? You open the window a crack and the ghost of the student is swept out with a breeze. Alright, let's tap on the chicken. You notice a very realistic stuffed chicken sitting on a corner table. When you pick it up, you realize it's not just realistic, it's very much real. Taxidermy? Must have been important to Colonel Sanders when it was alive. A little note clipped to the chicken's foot reads, "The true state bird of the great state of Kentucky." A lock of silver hair woven through the teeth of the comb. Upon further inspection, you realize that the hair therein isn't just silvery in color, it's actually made of spurned silver. A scented candle. You pick it up and try to identify the smell. Power tool? Freshly starched collar? Piece of wood floating in a lake?
Summer of 96? No, it's one of those secret recipe ingredients. It's... Oh, we have a door. You open the door to Colonel Sanders' closet and find a row of his signature white suits hanging within. You take one off the hanger and try it on. The jacket's a bit big for you, but it's soft and comfortable. You give yourself a deep hug, breathing in his scent. They say that home is where the heart is. Is this what they meant? Before you can look any further, you hear Colonel Sanders returning. He has a new dish he's been working on, and he wants you to taste it. You try to act casual until he asks you why you're wearing his jacket.
Aww.
I don't usually loan those out, but I must say it does look good on you. Oh crap, the jacket. You forgot to take it off! We could tell him we're cold. We could tell him the truth. Or we could just go ahead and decide that fuck it, now's the moment, make the big move. I need a drink. Gotta vote for telling the truth. Not gonna lie, I'm just thinking back to that scene from Aladdin with Genie being like, tell her the truth! You could go softly, softly, but you'll never get the chance again. You know what, let's fess up. I mean, I suppose we could always come back and, like, redo this. You confess. I think I've developed feelings for you. I might be developing feelings for you too. But I'm concerned. I can't let anything get in the way of my dreams. Overwhelmed, you take off the jacket and run for the door. But the thought of leaving Colonel in the midst of such emotional breakthrough gives you pause. You stop yourself. Colonel? Yes, Mr. Ben? I honestly think this may be the beginning of something wonderful. I think you're right. We should take things slow. You talk late into the night and drift off into slumber. Dream sequence! Oh. I need to check. How long have we been going for? We have been going for about an hour and a half, close to it. You awake to a beautiful morning in Colonel Sanders' hideaway. Did you make the right decision on how to respond to Colonel Sanders? Well, only time will truly tell. Today is a day that could change the rest of your life. You think about the new secret ingredient that you just learned about. In some jurisdictions, it's not even legal. But if the recipe is a secret, how will they know? Your thoughts are interrupted when Colonel Sanders emerges into the room. He's holding a gorgeously plated breakfast, and your mouth waters at the sight of it. Here's a simple breakfast I just whipped up. It's meticulous. You taste Colonel Sanders' food and it takes you on a journey. When you return, he's waiting to ask you an important question. Will you marry me? So, would you say that we're the perfect match? How presumptuous! My cuisine and your taste buds, that is. Such confidence, such grace. Could he be the world's greatest gift to cookery? We could be a dick to Colonel Sanders. We could be a dick to Colonel Sanders. No, let's not be a dick. Let's flatter him. You know, I think we made a great team. A single tear begins to pool in the corner of his eye as he gazes out the window. And with the right business partner, I know I can't fail. Business partner? Can he be talking to you? This is all happening so quickly. Overcome with emotion and confused by your feelings, you're on the verge of tears.
Unable to speak, the only answer you can find is to run out the door and get home. There's still one more day of school after all. The University of Cooking School Academy for Learning waits for no one. You get home to find something very surprising. Your best friend is there waiting for you. Where have you been? Because I had one hell of a night! I've been desperate to talk to you about it, but I couldn't find you. I got worried something had happened to you. It's okay, But now it turns out you're fine. I can finally get you up on the speed on the saga of Miriam. Sure, but you will not believe what happened to me after school. You will not believe what happened to me after school yesterday. I went on a date! I think I can believe that. Since I'd been partnered up with Clank, he asked me to go out with him. Of course, I told him, you better keep your dials turned to polite and respectful. I'm not that kind of girl. But he was just interested in spending some one-on-one time together and getting to know me, so yeah, sure, I can get to know the little metallic guy. Long story short, he took me skydiving with his friends! That's a hell of a first date! But things quickly spiraled out of control. Did she just say skydiving as a typical first date to go on a talking pressure cooker? And now I'm not really sure where we stand. You don't give Miriam time to tell her the whole story, however. Bottling up the details of your own night is just too much to bear. And I went on a date too, back to Colonel Sanders' house, where I spent the night with him. You what? Nothing happened, but the emotional connection, wowzers! Miriam offers to support us no matter what we do. Together with your bestie, you feel like you can do anything. When you arrive at school, you encounter your rivals in the quad. You can tell from a distance that they're picking on Pop, though he himself might not quite grasp that fact. Because, you know, he's Pop.
What's a swirly? It sounds delicious.
Oh, it's great. I'll order you one up right away.
I'll have my swirly with Sprinkles, please. Sprinkles is a dog and a treat.
You can get your swirly dip too. Why don't you pick on someone your own size? Because I'm literally the biggest person at this school?
There's that horse that's gonna send his rats to school, but who would dare pick on such a gentle and beautiful creature?
You've got some nerve, Mr. Ben, suggesting I pick on a defenseless horse. Now you're twisting my words, and I won't have it. You clench your fist, but the injury from yesterday's mixer accident makes you wince with pain. Doesn't look like you'd go on cooking like that. Might as well just give up. I'll never give up. Ever! Colonel Sanders arrives just as it appears things are getting close to boiling over. A naturally intuitive person, he senses that something's been going on. Is everyone excited for the final day of school? Mr. Ben, how's that hand feeling? I'm sure you'll be back in fighting form by this afternoon. Aren't you concerned about my hands, Colonel? Yesterday I almost broke a nail winning so hard. Technically, I don't believe a winner was decided, but your presentation was quite impressive. What's he doing complimenting her? Oh, but what about the flavor of my warm, delicate, gooey chocolate sauce? It was clear that you're passionate about how your food's received. That's a lot of words to say it was bland. Excuse me, Mr. Ben, I'm more than capable enough to speak for myself. Ouch, burn. Maybe you could tell me more of your thoughts as we walk to class, Colonel? I'm always interested in discussing the fine art of fine foods. See you inside, Mr. Ben. Annoyed by Colonel Sanders' inability to see Ashley for who you know she truly is, you walk across the quad to get some distance. In an attempt to distract yourself from how slighted you feel by that interaction with Ashley, you take out the spellbook you recovered yesterday and start flipping through pages. Whoa, that's the book? It looks like bad news. It's just something I found lying around. It would appear to be some sort of grimoire, but I don't really believe in that magic stuff. A grimoire? Like a book of spells? I don't know. Who would spend so much time decorating a magic book if it wasn't really powerful?
I can think of one surefire way to find out. You open to a page covered in an arcane warning. Cast only in a case of extreme emergency, it says around the edges of the page. I could use this spell here. It says it will erase anyone I choose from all of my memories. If I scrub out Colonel Sanders, it would probably help me focus better on the upcoming final exam. That is way drastic! Couldn't you do something else, like anything else not rooted in dark magic? Maybe tie a string around your finger? Okay, fine, it is drastic, but desperate times call for desperate measures. You've got a memory erasing spell sitting right in front of you, and a pretty good excuse to try it out. Yo, this stinks of bad idea! So we've got two options here. We could take the sensible option and don't do it, or we could dive right into sheer idiocy and cast the forbidden spell. Yeah, considering that it's quite clearly stated to be dark magic, Mama didn't raise no fool. You take your friend's advice and put the book away. It's almost time for class. Sprinkles is already in the room, waiting for students to arrive. He clears his voice to make a quick announcement. I want you all to know I feel something of a dog moment coming on, but I assure you it's nothing to be afraid of. His cute little nose scrunches up and he begins to breathe quickly. He must be hungry. Reach for some old homework to give him as a snack. Or dogs can be rather unpredictable. Let's wait and see what happens. I'm not gonna lie, I kinda almost want to give him the homework just to see what he says. Let's go with that, yeah. You reach into your backpack and grab some homework from last semester you forgot to turn in. Sprinkles immediately goes for it and gobbles the sheet of paper like it's a piece of fresh chicken rawhide. I apologize for the outburst. I know it seems cliche, but not much in this world satisfies like ungraded work. My, Mr. Ben, were you studying something with cinnamon? I might have been sitting in a lecture series around the art of cake baking. How insightful. This actually brings up an important point. Thank you, Mr. Ben, for reminding me to dole out this indispensable bit of wisdom. You see, before he can go any further, Miriam's love drama spills over into class. Oh, he's interrupted by words and sparks coming from the back of the room. I told you to save it for after class. You think I wanted to be thrown from a plane, trapped to a stranger? Miriam and Clank appear to be arguing, but you still haven't learned to speak Clank's language of mechanical noises. But no, you had to show off to your cool kids Jeff and Joan. J and J forever. Watch us form a triangle in midair as we descend. Triangles are the strongest shape, don't you know? Yeah, well, that doesn't make it a great date. Then take Jeff and Joan with you. You can all hold hands as you pedal down the mountain or off a cliff for all I care. Clank begins to shudder, steam pours out of his gaps in his panels, and then a loud ding stops him in his tracks. No amount of seasoning is going to make me want to eat that, Clank. Clank burps out a completely deep-fried sneaker. Considering that he himself has wheels and not feet, it's not entirely clear where it came from. In terms of deep-fried footwear, I guess it looks okay. Clank slowly rolls out of the room to be alone with his shoe. Everyone tries to pretend like they just didn't see that entire thing go down. Nothing like a loud public breakup to cast a pall over the final day of school. Well, that was unfortunate. Gentlemen, pour one out for one's homies. Yeah, drop some nuts in the chat. But we mustn't be distracted from what lies ahead. The final competition showdown challenge exam! I'm still working on the title, but I think you get it. Test time approaches. See you all in the arena. But before you can think about your upcoming competition, there's a very beautiful soul nearby in need of a pep talk. Hey Miriam, are you okay? Okay? I'm so mad I can smash a tiny mug, spilling several droplets of hot cocoa all over the floor. How could he embarrass me in class like that in front of everyone? Her tiny cocoa is a delicious treasure, so you know that this breakup is no joke, even if the source of her frustration is such a silly boy. I know that you know this, but I'm gonna say it out loud. You don't need anyone! You're a strong, independent woman who don't need no man! Me and you, we're gonna cruise through this final test and hit the carpool lane to Success City! Miriam brightens up, imagining the wind rushing through her short bangs, but she hesitates to embrace the feeling all the way. You're not gonna saddle up on Colonel Standard's stallion and ride off into the sunset without me? Of course not. Well, maybe, sort of. But I'm sure there's a pony out there with your name on it, and a ranch big enough for both of us, and whomever else we want to bring along. If it's not Pop or Clank, or anyone else you meet today, or tomorrow, or this whole year, so what? You're a special person who shouldn't settle for the first someone to show a little interest anyhow. Miriam gives you a big hug and wipes the tears from her cheeks. I should really review my menu for today. I'm gonna make a very special soup. And I bet that Professor Dog's gonna love it right up. While you were pep-talking Miriam, you completely missed lunch. But that's okay because you have a better idea on how to spend the time before your exam. You decide to head to the arena early to practice a dish. This is it, the location of your final challenge. A test of will, a test of courage, a test of talent, and a chance to beat the pants off Van, the supposed man, and his eviler counterpart Ashley. As planned, you begin to run through a quick test of a recipe you've been working on, Mr. Ben's famous chicken pot pie. After practicing for months, making this dish comes second nature to you, and you're able to quickly get a fresh pot pie in the oven. But as soon as you do, your cram session is interrupted by none other than Colonel Sanders, complete with a blow of cherry blossoms. Mr. Ben, what are you doing here? There's still time before the final exam. Oh, just taking it all in. I'm big into visualizing success. I'm looking at my station and picturing victory. The pot pie has begun to bake, and the smell is slowly filling the space around you. Visualizing, huh? That's too bad. I was hoping you were here cooking something delicious. You usually would happily share your food with anyone who's hungry, but the last time you let Colonel Sanders get into your head, it cost you a cook-off. You decide that it's time to put your cooking above your romantic desires, but the decision gets hard to stick to when the oven timer goes off behind you. Yeah, let's just fess about the practice dish. Okay, alright, you got me. I'm doing a little bit more than visualizing. I know, my nose can smell a pot pie from 400 yards. That's an oddly specific distance, but you'd expect nothing less from such an oddly specific man. You knew it was a pot pie just from the smell? Not just a pot pie, but a chicken pot pie with an all-butter crust. And my nose is telling me something else. Oh no, is it burning? No, I can smell it was made with a heaping helping of TLC. But it'll probably start burning any second if you don't pull it out. The moment of truth! Wow. It's the best pot pie I've ever tasted. I've always loved country cooking and I could eat this all day. There's no time left. The final showdown is about to begin. Sprinkles lays down the ground rules. There are no rules! That is, except to cook with everything you've got! You step up for the cook-off of a lifetime. And we get to hear this banger music again. Wish I had my webcam on again. Had to do a bit of headbanging there for a second. You decide that mac and cheese plus the pot pie you've been practicing are just the dishes that'll push you over the edge to victory. Meanwhile, both Van and Ashley are preparing wildly elaborate dishes per their usual over-the-top selves. Miriam has her giant magnifying glass and several sets of tweezers. She's definitely prepared to go big, going small. Colonel Sanders seems to be harnessing his 11 herbs and spices, but he's trying to find a way that'll improve on something perfect. His original recipe, registered fried chicken. The intensity at the room starts at a full 10 out of 10 with a frenzy of action. Everyone is calling out really cool special cooking moves as they prepare their food. Wow, this is getting serious. Colonel Sanders batters his chicken as it levitates through the air. Egg wash! Miriam furiously injects ingredients into an itty-bitty pot of broth. Best friend Bastard Blaster! Van fixes his pectorals as he chops open a sea urchin. Let's rock and roid! Ashley scoops her pastry off the tray with lightning speed. Shallow personality spatula! Wow, that's kind of on the nose. Even Clank gets in on it. 5-dial pressure point cooking technique! Wait, when the fuck did Clank learn to speak English? It's the singularity, as was foretold! We mustn't let it happen, or the appliance uprising will take us all! Self-destruct. Van quickly unplugs Clank and rolls him out the back door of the arena. As you frantically prepare your dish, you notice Ashley has her spellbook out. Is she going to use some dark magic to turn the tide? You've got a book of your own, and you're desperate not to see her win with another battle. Should you take this opportunity to fight fire with fire, even if it's almost certainly evil fire? I do not think that fighting magic with magic here would be a good option. I know Uncle from Jackie Chan Adventures says that magic must defeat magic, but I think with the message we've been kind of going with here that's been hammered into this game is that we should do things the hard way. Yeah, cheaters never prosper. So yeah. Yeah, I'm getting votes from both the Discord and the Twitch chat here. Let's do it the hard way. Who needs magic when you've got passion? I'm gonna do it the hard way. Thank you. Now I just kind of got that mental image of RD just going, you want to do this the hard way? Fine, we'll do this the hard way. Colonel Sanders sees that you've chosen to win on your own terms, and he gives you a subtle wink from across the room. Yo, we made the right choice, boys! I believe in you, Mr. Ben. Miriam notices as well. And I've always believed in you, Mr. Ben, since we were little kids, because I'm your best friend forever. You turn to notice that Miriam is at your station cheering for you. Miriam, what about your dish? If you're here cheering, who's cooking? Tiny food, short cook time. I'm actually already done, so I thought I'd help you. Oh, that's sweet, but Miriam tosses a handful of spices directly into your boiling noodles. It's the secret ingredient. However, neither of you know that Colonel Sanders made up that first ingredient up to throw you off the trail of his secret recipe. Oh, so he lied to us to begin with! The boiling plot explodes, sending Miriam flying backwards. The watery noodles begin to swirl in the air, bubbling up into a dark cloud that threatens and congeals before your... that thickens and congeals before your very eyes. It is I, Steve, the Spork Monster! Steve? Wait, what happened to Borko? You're not here to battle me, are you? We Spork Monsters are many! I think Borko had the day off. But you have conjured Steve, and I hate to battle, so I'd say you're doing pretty alright. Oh, hey, you're in the middle of a cooking competition. I love this stuff. It's better than TV. Ah, you crazy kids and your culinary skills really impress me. Mind if I hang out? I'm sorry, Steve, but I'm kind of in the middle of something. Do you mind? Steve, the Spork Monster, notices you've got the grimoire stashed beneath your cooking station. I see what you're up to. Crisscross some magical items and accidentally summoned me, huh? Huh, yeah, you guessed it, sorta. Yeah, if you're here, would you mind tossing me some fresh noodles in a pot of salted water? I'd love to! I'd actually wanted to be a top chef, actually. You know, when I was just a little spork pup back in the old country. You can feel him winding up to tell a very long and convoluted, involved story, but you don't know where exactly they came from, but it seems like it was probably lonely there. Actually, you know what? Maybe you should watch from the stands. I really need to focus on this competition. I understand. It's kind of like that time in monster school I fell asleep during scare tactics class, and when I woke up, you toss a serious stare at him, and he takes the hint. Never mind, I'll tell you later. Good luck. Having suffered this huge setback, you don't know how you could ever win. The choice is obvious. We're going full-on anime here, people! We're summoning extra power from deep down within ourselves! We're going Super Saiyan! I can do this. I have what it takes. I came here to win! What was that phrase? It was from Dragon Ball Abridged, and I think it was, was it Piccolo? Like, yeah, I can do this! I can do this! Yeah! Your hair turns mac and cheese. God damn it, we really did go Super Saiyan. Your hair turns mac and cheese orange as culinary energy flows through your body. My heart is pure, my hands are steady, my taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for... Yes, Mr. Ben, you are the chosen one, you will avenge me! The power you'd been summoning immediately fades out. You interrupted my inspiring monologue! Sorry. My heart is pure, my hands are steady, my taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for this moment. I will show the world my cookery! You begin to levitate off the ground. Energy courses through your body. You know that with this power, you can do anything! Except turn back time, which would obviously be super useful, because while you were powering up, your chicken pot pie overcooked in the oven and can't be served. But don't worry, dear Mr. Ben, you may have suffered some setbacks, but all is not lost. Impressed with your fortitude, Colonel Sanders decides that you have earned his support. I've been watching you today, and I must say I'm truly impressed. You've been thinking on your feet and rolling with the punches. He steps up to your station and stands right beside you. I'm here to help. All you've managed to make is mac and cheese, and time is almost up, so you're going to need it. But Colonel Sanders, what about the test? What will happen to you? What about the rules? Following the rules has never been my thing. I follow my heart. What a guy. Colonel Sanders unfolds a delicate white towel to reveal the most delicious fried chicken tenders you've ever laid your eyes on. And besides, sometimes unexpected combinations can have surprising effects that surpass their individual efforts. Are you suggesting, if we can combine forces, we can form the perfect food union? Time's up, students. With time expired, it's the moment everyone has been waiting for. You must now prepare to present your dishes. A handful of students stand tall. The class seems incomplete. It seems we're missing some students. Pop? Clank? From off screen, you hear a pure and innocent giggle that can only come from one student. I'm flying! It sounds like that's coming from the broom closet over there. Miriam, would you mind? Inside of the closet, you see Pop hanging on a broom hook by the elastic of his underpants. Pop, get down from there right now! Let me guess, did Van have something to do with this? When someone asks for a wedgie, who am I to refuse? I thought a wedgie was a salad! It looks like Pop is eliminated from the challenge, seeing as how he didn't cook anything. I can't feel my legs! May I be excused? Sure.
Oh, you kids and your pranks. I must say it's not the worst in UCSAL history, but it's not exactly yearbook material. Wait a second. Pranks. Pranks. Clank! Where did that pressure cooker roll off to? You wait to hear a signature whir, beep, or other onomatopoeia, but there is none. Somehow he must have gotten unplugged, I guess. We'll have to figure that out later. That leaves only 4 remaining students! Please collect your final projects. Yes, it's been a long semester. It's been 3 days! Wow, 3 whole days long. But after days of hard work, the time has come for me to eat. Miriam, please step forward. Now, describe your dish. I've made tender udon noodles in savory soup. That is a very, very small bowl. My word, it's so delicate. Is that a teeny tiny narutomaki I spy afloat in this itsy bitsy bowl? Yes, Chef. Please call me Sprinkles. Chef is my father's name. Yes, Sprinkles. And some green tea made from baby tea leaves that I picked myself. Sprinkles carefully sniffs around the dish before opening his mouth and letting just the tip of his pink dog tongue dip into the bowl. Oh, sublime! Would anyone else like a taste? Oh, come on, I'm not one of those dogs who doesn't floss. I even have a really cute electric toothbrush for dogs. Oh, fine, I'll enjoy it all by myself. And in a flash, the entire meal is devoured. Not that it took much, it was less than a thimble's worth of soup. A+. Rarely do I taste a dish with as much love poured into it as yours. Miriam is overjoyed and she gives you a huge hug. Thank you, Mr. Ben, for helping me to believe in myself. Van, you're up. Now describe your dish. I made uni over smooth egg custard and axe-hewn urchin shell, topped with caviar. Did you skewer one type of urchin with spines from a second different colored type of urchin? Yes, Sprinkles. A bit much, don't you think? That's exactly why I did it. A bit much is my kind of brand. Doesn't it look cool? Sprinkles leans in to sniff the uni, but he can't get his nose close on the account of all the spikes. He begins to erratically paw at it, causing the custard to slosh around. Woof! Woof! Please be gentle with my cuisine. Gah! Finally, Sprinkles goes all in, tongue first, but he can't get past all the needles. He reels back as his tongue is poked and prodded. Youch! My tongue! The professor appears to be having an allergic reaction to the sting! I can't eat this, it keeps poking my tongue! Disqualified! A stunning turn of events. Who would have thought that serving food in a bowl made of needles could make it difficult to eat? Dejected, Van does not go gentle into the night. Disqualified for glamour? Don't discount simplicity. This isn't the last you've heard of me! Before forcing us to endure his swollen tongue for another moment, Sprinkles graciously laps up a bowl of milk. I know, yeah, I'm a dog and I drink milk. Get over it. Sometimes it helps calm my agitated tongue. Next student! Ashley, it's time to step up. Now describe your dish. I made orange blossom Turkish delight in a light rosewater syrup, topped with French meringue and connected by sugar glass. That actually doesn't sound too bad. Indeed, it's quite delightful. However, I'd ask that you please refrain from eating it or attempting to taste it in any way. It's very fragile and meant to be a display piece. Don't eat the food at a cooking school? Got toast in your ears or something, Mr. Ben? I told you it's a display piece. Ashley, I must say it is beautiful. However, this is a cooking competition at a cooking school. Well, yeah, that's why I cooked it, and did an extremely good job cooking it, too. I didn't realize we were having an eating exam. If I wanted to be judged on eating, I'd go to the College of Eating, School for the Hungry. I suppose you can smell it if you're absolutely insisted. But don't breathe too hard, you might disrupt the sugar spiral. If the food cannot be eaten, it cannot be judged. You are disqualified! Rage overtakes Ashley, and she finally cannot keep her two-faced routine up.
You wouldn't know high-end cuisine if it cooked you!
And with that, she storms off to rededicate herself to being the best, but this time without being shackled by trying to be fake nice and liked by everyone.
This isn't the last you've heard of me, either!
If this class gets much smaller, I'll be teaching myself. You and Colonel Sanders, the final cooks, step up together. 2 chefs. What began as a bowl of delicious mac and cheese has become something else. He examines it closely, eyeing and sniffing the bowl. Uh-oh, I don't have a good feeling about this. From somewhere in the room, a literal drum roll plays. Just when I thought I've seen everything in this kitchen, you give me this thing. And completely blow me away. In my 49 dog years of life, I've never tasted anything so delicious and perfectly balanced. It's so delicious that, in fact, everyone passes the class. You pass, you pass, you get a pass, and you get a pass. Everyone gets a pass! Everyone gathers around and partakes of the mac and cheese bowl. They all seem to transcend this reality into another dimension. You win! Together, you and Colonel Sanders have made a new menu item. The new menu item is so impressive that even Van the Man and Ashley are drawn back in by its magnetic fragrance. When they gaze upon your mac and cheese bowl, they admit that you are indeed an excellent chef. Sprinkles declares that you have passed. Everyone has passed. There were supposed to be more battles, but come on, how could they be better than this one? Now that the school year is complete and everyone has graduated, the students return for one final assignment to get their groove on. The cafeteria has been completely redecorated in order to serve as the site of the school's graduation dance. Compared to the massive high-tech cooking arena, the humble decor seems downright cute and cozy. DJ Dog is in his house! You knew that Sprinkles was the master chef, but also a world-renowned turntablist? Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks? Van and Ashley tell everyone that they've committed themselves to righting their wrongs that they did while they were the... God damn it. I've heard of some stupid redemption arcs, but goddamn. For a moment, you actually believe them. Not another haunting. No ghosts allowed at graduation. It's clearly written in the school's bylaws. I was never actually a ghost. It was all a trick to get you to... So he wasn't actually dead. Oh, amusing. And now that everyone is together, it's the Spork Monster. He's totally mellowed out. Everyone, the Spork Monster is no more. From here out, I prefer that everyone refer to me by my new name, Party Monster. Student tries to finish what he had to say, but everyone is too wrapped up talking to Party Monster. Dejected, the student walks off, never to be seen nor heard from again. Hopefully. Maybe things didn't work out for Miriam romantically, but she found the love in her cooking, and you know she's gonna do great. A red carpet rolls across the floor of the ballroom. It's like a Hollywood movie premiere. Who could command such an entrance? Do you honestly have to ask? It's... Okay, not what I was expecting. It's Pop. He's arrived fashionably late to the dance, but apparently for good reason. Walking the carpet, you see perched upon his dirty chef's hat, a crown. Welcome back, Pop. I know you weren't able to complete the final exam and accept your diploma, so we had it mailed directly to your father. We figured it was the least we could do for the school's dean. Oh, fucking hell.
And we get a new wing on the school, not to mention the honor of educating the son of the Chancellor of such and such. The music at the dance is interrupted by the sound of sparking and electrical hissing. It's Clank, who's also arrived fashionably late to the dance. Now that I have graduated, I can reveal my truth. Whoa, he's still doing the talking thing. I am Clank, and I am not of this earth. I am actually from a faraway planet in another time. Say what? I actually feel like I knew it the whole time. Now I have learned the ways of your kind, I must return. Miriam, will you come with me? I don't know what to say. Besides, no, obviously. I have just begun to learn who I really am. This isn't the time for me to devote my life to figuring out who you are, Clank. You're blown away by Miriam's maturity. It's pretty clear she's managed to surpass you in that regard. I understand. Kind of. Humans are weird. A portal opens up and Clank disappears through it. Finally, Colonel Sanders arrives, again with the billowing cherry blossoms. Howdy, classmates! You know, you're actually kind of look good rocking the casual outfit there. Just like the first day you met him, he has come prepared to feed the entire class. However, it's not enough to just give them a bucket of chicken. This time it's a full meal! I didn't get to be the most famous chicken man in the history of chicken and man by not reminding people to go out and buy my chicken. The end? No, it's not the end! As everyone feasts on their delicious chicken dinner, Colonel Sanders finds you sitting at the edge of the dance floor. Colonel Sanders? Yes, Mr. Ben? I couldn't help but wonder. Was our final exam team-up purely an act of strategy, carried out by two cunning chefs? Or was it something more? I'm afraid I can't answer that question directly. Instead, I'd like to ask you a question of my own. May I have this do-si-do? Colonel Sanders extends his hand to you, and you feel a surge of energy jump off from the tips of his fingers. His hand. The hand of a master chef, so dedicated to the craft of fine cookery, so tender, yet so refined, so milky smooth, fingers like finely battered drumsticks, turned in flour, soaked in buttermilk, and dusted with exotic spices. But they do not reach for tongs, a knife, nor even a spork. Tonight they reach for you. And though our feet may tire of dancing, I believe this is just the beginning of our steps together. Colonel Sanders, will you not only join me on the dance floor, but in the kitchen as my co-chef and partner in both business and in life? You gasp. Could it be? Is he really saying? Me? And you? Together? Ever since I've met you, my dream has changed. It's not enough to simply open the world's greatest chain of fried chicken restaurants. No, even then, my life would be incomplete without you by my side. So what do you say, partner? I say, I love you, Colonel Sanders. Yo, we got a title drop here, boys! The end, for real? Wow. That was a life-changing 3 days. Overwhelmed by everything that just happened between you and Colonel Sanders, you step outside to get some air. The quad is dark and quiet. Too quiet. You start to smell a little something salty. Potatoey, gravy. Just then Spork Monster appears! Hi, Mr. Ben. You had some pretty sweet dance moves back there. Thank you. You weren't too shabby yourself. The moon... He doesn't have legs! How does he do a moonwalk? Oh, you noticed. So embarrassed. Anyway, I had something to ask you.
You see, life as a potato-like creature is difficult, so I have no place to call home other than people's nightmares. Oh, I had no idea. I was wondering if I might be able to go with you permanently. If I run out and get the paper in the morning and everything, what do you say? No, a dorm room is nor a place for a sport monster, or we can adopt him. He's adorable, and in oddly ugly fashion. Yo, fucker, we're going full tilt Undertale on this one here. My hero, I will be forever in your debt. The end! The end, the end, the end, the end, the end! Seriously, though, it really is this time. Yo, I was expecting another fake out. And... yeah, let's watch the intro again, because that's some great nonsense. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. Was it Matt who said that that we need to have like an actual full-on anime for this? If they actually did this, like if Trigger Studio did something like this, yo, I'd be so down for that. Someone get a Kickstarter on this. I'd back it so fucking hard, man. This was a thing, and it was a lot better than I had anticipated it would be. So, yeah. I really don't have much else to say beyond that. I mean, this was actually great. I mean, this was legitimately an awesome thing. I love this. For those of you who will be, because I'm going to be uploading this to YouTube later. For those of you watching on YouTube as a recorded later on, if you're interested in getting this game, it is on Steam. It is free to play. So you are fully welcome to go out and get it. There are probably other paths I might have gone through that I probably didn't explore. There might have been other ways I could have failed this game or gotten game overs. But yeah. This was a fun one, and I don't know if the people behind this game made anything outside of this. Oh yes, according to Matt, it is also allowed for both PC and Mac. So if you have a PC or a Macintosh, you can enjoy this on both. So yeah, that has been I Love You, Colonel Sanders, a finger-looking good dating sim. There was some stuff that I kind of wasn't entirely expecting. This didn't actually play out like a true dating sim, more like it did a visual novel. But shit, I ain't complaining. I've actually played some actual dating sims before, and while I wouldn't exactly call this a true dating sim. I mean, this is so just complete over the top that, I mean, I'm willing to overlook this. I mean, this works more as a visual novel, but it still works for what it is. That, I think, however, I'm going to go ahead and call it here, because I don't really have much else really planned on. I would continue maybe the stream at some point, with maybe doing some more Jedi Outcast, but I don't have my Switch hooked up. I had to go grab it from my backpack and slap that in, and I am getting kind of hungry, so I'd like to go ahead and get something to eat. So I do want to thank everyone for joining me on this one. This has been one hell of a ride, and I guess the next time I stream, I will probably pick up with some more Jedi Outcast. If nothing else, I might do something else. I'm not entirely certain. But thank you all for being with this ride for me. This has been one hell of a show. I'm glad I got to stream this, and I'm glad that you all were here for me with this. Until then, next time, I will catch you guys later. Thank you guys. Until then.